something called prana. I'm going into further as defining what is prana. Oxygen is 21% in the air. Okay? Out of that oxygen 21%, prana is defined as 1.8% out of this whole thing. Now, how do we go about defining how 1.8% came in? When a person dies, okay? So the amount of weight, there is a weight drop which happens at that particular point of death. So there is a 1.8% drop which takes place and it is measured. So that is how you define as 1.8% is prana. A dead body has oxygen and a living body also has oxygen. But there is a difference. The difference is the dead body cannot extract prana from the air itself. There is a capability in me which allows me to extract prana. Correct? So this is defined as 1.8%. Now, when I start breathing, if my breathing itself is wrong, then the pran vayu, which is called pran vayu, itself is very less. I will not take 100% of it inside. So which means, technically, I am not living my life to the complete. Even the volume of air which is coming into my lungs is at half level or 75% level. It is not at optimized level of 100% or even close to 100%. So, you've seen a child breathing. Have you noticed how a child breathes? And have you noticed how you breathe? The difference. Yes, but there's a difference in breathing. Now just place your right hand on the stomach. Place your left hand on the heart, chest area. Right hand on the stomach and chest. Now close your eyes. All of you. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, just think, keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed, okay, throughout. When I tell you to open the eyes, then you open the eyes. Inhale and exhale. Now think, which part of your body is moving first? Is it the chest or is it the belly? Inhale. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Open your eyes. Leave it. What was breathing first? What was moving first? Stomach. What was moving first? What was moving? No, there is a difference.
Difference is there, but this
one.
Is one. Stomach is one.
Which is first?
Stomach is first. Stomach is one.
Belly. Still chest. So, as adults, our breathing actually starts moving from the chest. As children, when we were small, we actually did what is called belly breathing. And the child actually breathes through the stomach. It's not breathes through the stomach, but the stomach is moving. When we lie down on our back, then natural breathing is with the belly movement first. The belly moves first and then the chest expands. This is the right form of breathing. The scientific part of it is this. That imagine there's a balloon. Okay? And you blow into the balloon. So the balloon expands. Which part of the balloon expands first? The bottom. It expands first. Then the top. Then you get the length of the balloon. And when you release the air, the bottom actually collapses and then the top collapses. Right? Similarly, taking that analogy of the balloon, you use that as the body. It's the balloon bottom is the stomach. So So when inhalation is happening, the bottom of the stomach expands first and then the lungs. Okay? And when you exhale, the stomach walls will collapse. Like just the balloon's bottom is collapsing and then the top. Is this clear? This is the right form of, this is called the yogic breathing. From childhood we start correctly, but over time we get conditioned into something else. And we forget the way of, the correct way of breathing. Because our breath becomes shorter and shorter. We don't do deep breathing. Clear? When I inhale, I'm inhaling. So first I'm going to expand my stomach walls. Forcefully. So I'm inhaling. Just watch my stomach. And then this. Then I'm exhaling. Putting this inside. I'm inhaling. I'm exhaling. Is this clear? If I look at the stomach again, when I'm inhaling, the stomach wall expands. The lungs, the diaphragm of the lungs, because of this expansion, the diaphragm falls into the cavity of the stomach. So indirectly, my volume of lungs will increase, which means the suction flow in inhalation will become more inside my lungs. When I'm exhaling, I'm pushing the stomach walls in, the diaphragm pushes up. When the diaphragm pushes up, exhalation is complete. See, our problem is we think that inhalation has to be perfect. But exhalation also has to be equally perfect. Because if my exhalation is not perfect, the lower part is where carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide will be there. The toxic gases will remain at the lowest part. If I breathe chest breathing, which we all normally do, then my breath is still here. Now, what happens? The lower part of the lungs, oxygen is very less coming into the lower part. The alveoli, which is the lung cells over there, if I do a color sonogram, I will realize that there is a difference, perceptible difference in the color. This will be more pinkish and reddish, this will be more darker. This I need to reverse. So that means I am not at optimal level. I am working at 67% or 70% levels. My whole goal is to actually optimize myself, so that I can actually get correct energy. Prana becomes the energy. If I get the energy correctly, I will be fully energized through the day. And this full energization can only happen if you breathe correctly. And if you deep breathe, it's not short breaths. The body requires time to assimilate the oxygen also. Now, the other aspect is when I'm drawing this air inside, it is calculated as when I extract the oxygen, only 30% remains inside. So I will require more breathing very slowly to grab the other 30 and another 30 to make it 19% and to reach a level of 100%. So the breath cycle is slow. Inhalation is equal to exhalation. I'm inhaling, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to now work on the breath as I speak to you. So please put your hands on the stomach, right? In there. The left of the chest. Now I tell you to slowly breathe. Okay? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.